We'll start at the back of your mat by finding deeper breaths. So whenever you're ready, just bring your hands to either side of your hips and inhale, open up your chest. Exhale, round your shoulders, send your elbows out. Inhale, open up your sternum. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round your shoulders. On your next inhale, bring your hands down, around, and up above your head. On your exhale, bring them together and trace them down in front of your heart center. Inhale, arms down, around, and up. And exhale, trace them down in front of your heart. On your next inhale, clasp your fingertips behind your back and open up your chest. Exhale, bring the top of your hands to your lower back and round your shoulders. Once again, just like that. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your shoulders. On your next inhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand and dip your left hip onto the mat. Look underneath your left armpit. You should be able to feel the stretch in your left side body. And coming back to center. Take a deep breath in one more time with your arms up above your head. Grab your right wrist with your left hand this time. Your right hip goes onto the mat. And look underneath your right armpit. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Open up your chest. Exhale, walk your hands to the top of the mat. Lower your torso down and extend your arms ahead of you. Place your chin onto the mat. We're coming into the puppy pose. Keep your hips directly above your knees. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, walk your hands back, hips onto the heels. Inhale. As you exhale, hands back to the top of the mat. Extend your arms ahead of you, puppy pose. Whenever you're ready, bring your hands back into all fours, neutral position. We'll flow through a couple cat-cows here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, but keep your navel in. Look ahead of you or up. Exhale, round your shoulders, shoulders directly above your wrists. Inhale, drop your belly, navel in. Look ahead of you, tailbone out and up. As you exhale, round your shoulders, tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin in. On your next inhale, start swaying forward. As you exhale, bring your tailbone towards your heel. Sway back and forth this way. Exaggerate the movements as much as you'd like. So eventually come into your cobra as you press yourself forward. Whenever you're ready, on your next exhale, lift your knees up. Just hover over your mat and come into the upward facing dog. And bring your tailbone back towards your heels once again. Just next time you find yourself in the upward facing dog, inhale. And as you exhale, look to the right. Inhale through the center, look to the left as you exhale. Tailbone up and back. Come into the downward facing dog. Lower your elbows halfway and shift your torso forward into the upward facing dog. Look to the right and look to the left. On your next exhale, bring your tailbone up and back. Start walking your feet towards the top of the mat, one tiny step at a time. Whenever you make it there, inhale, lift halfway, exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, lift your torso all the way up, hands down, around, and up. Find a slight back bend. On your exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, place your hands on the mat or on the shins. Lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, slowly, one vertebra at a time, bring your torso all the way up, hands down, around, and up above your head. Heel toe your feet, mat width distance apart, and lower all the way down. Grab the opposite elbows with the opposite hands and start swaying side to side, just to find some of the tight spots that you potentially have, maybe want to hold. Only you know and hear your body, only you feel your body. So use this moment to hear what it's telling you and hold those spots that you find necessary to hold at the moment. Find any movements that you think are suitable. Maybe shake your head no and shake your head yes. Just release any tension from your neck. Place your hands onto the mat, heel toe your feet together. Place your right foot to the back of the mat, left to meet your right. As you inhale, lower your elbows down, come into the upward facing dog, look to the right. And through the center, look to the left. Tailbone back and up, downward facing dog, paddle it out. Bring your right leg up whenever you're ready. Bend your right knee, trying to reach your glutes with your right heel. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, your right knee to chest, tuck your chin. Right leg back up on your inhale. On your next exhale, your knee comes to chest, tuck your chin. Right leg comes back up. Bend your knee. Right knee to chest once again. Step your right foot on the outside of your right hand this time. Press your right thigh away. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. And continue this motion, just lengthen your spine on your each inhale. And as you exhale, accentuate your twist. Maybe place your top of your right foot on the left hip crease to help you twist. Otherwise, just keep pushing the right thigh away. Come back to center, and we're coming into the lizard pose. You can place your forearms on the mat. Otherwise, keep your arms alone if that's too much. So just experiment and see what works best for you. Once again, maybe place your right forearm on the outside of your right foot. And again, just feel for your body, see what works best. Just making sure you keep integrity in your back at all times. So keep it long and straight, and only then lower down on your forearms if you want to. Do not ever compromise the length in your spine. Tuck your left toes under, lift your knee off the ground, and press your chest forward. Envision your next movement here. We're coming into the wild thing through the downward facing dog. So whenever you're ready, lift your right foot off the ground and send it back and up. Circle your right leg around, step your right foot on the ground, and send your right arm to the back of your space. Lift your hips up. Stay here for a breath. Slowly start to lift your right foot off the ground to stack on top of your left, coming into the side plank. Option to grab your toes with your right fingers and direct your right foot to the top of the mat into the active lizard pose. Step your left foot halfway flat on the ground. Inhale halfway, exhale, drape over your right leg. Once again, inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale. Help your stretch with walking your fingertips to the back of the mat. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, right to meet your left, and into the downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Lower your elbows and shift your torso forward into the upward facing dog. Look to the left and to the right. Tailbone up and back. Downward facing dog, paddle it out. Lower your elbow, coming up into the upward facing dog. Tailbone back and up, downward facing dog. Your left leg comes up, bend your left knee, trying to reach your left glutes with your left heel while keeping your heel up, trying to reach for the sky. On your next exhale, bring your left knee to your chest, tuck your chin. Left leg back up, bend your knee. Exhale, left knee comes to chest, tuck your chin. One more time, left leg back up, bend your knee. Exhale, left leg comes to chest. This time step your left foot on the outside of your left hand and press your left thigh away. Your right knee is on the ground in this motion. Inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, you can accentuate your twist by placing the top of your left hand onto your right hip crease. Just like that. If that doesn't suit you, then just keep pressing your left thigh away. Bring your hands back to center and come down on your forearms. We're coming into the lizard pose. It's a pretty intense hip stretch, so breathe into your hip flexors here. And remember, there's always an option to come up on your hands with your straight arms. Or you can grab your left hand and place it on the outside of your left foot. Again, just feel for your body, see what suits best. Take deep inhales, lengthen your spine on your inhale, and as you exhale, breathe into your hip. Relax into your hip, meet yourself wherever you are. Come up onto your hands, and we're gonna just sway forward through your chest and prepare for the next motion that is wild thing on the other side through the downward facing dog. So whenever you're ready, you're going to lift your left foot up and send it back and up. Bend your left knee and circle it around to place on the ground. Reach your right arm towards the back of your space. Lift your hips. Create the rainbow stretch from your fingertips to your bent leg toes. Bring your left leg on top of right. Option to grab your left toes with your left fingers and direct it to the top of the mat into the active lizard pose. Step your right foot halfway flat on the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, drape over your left leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lower your torso down while keeping the length in your spine. Don't round it, keep the length in your spine. Maybe try to walk your fingertips to the back of the mat to help strengthen your hamstrings. Just see again any yummy spots in your body here and hold them when you find them. Bring your left leg up. Shift your torso forward into upward facing dog. Look to the left and look to the right. Bring your hips back up into the downward facing dog and pedal it out. Your right leg comes up. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Right knee steps between your hands. Coming into the warrior one. Keep your hips leveled. Bring your arms above your head once you ensure that your hips face forward. Circle your arms down to the mat, lift your right foot up and send it back into the one-legged downward facing dog. Exhale, bring your right foot between your hands, lift your torso up into the warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, hands back to the mat. One-legged downward facing dog. Exhale. Bring your right foot between your hands, warrior one once again. Rotate the back foot into 90 degrees, warrior two. Reverse your warrior, right arm above your head. Making sure your right knee is directly above your right ankle. Come back into the warrior two. Shift your torso forward until you cannot anymore. Place your right hand next to your right foot. Left arm is reaching forward above your head. Extended side angle. Unbend your right foot. Trikonasana. Keep your heart open in this triangle pose. Frame your right foot. Right knee, right wrist, right ankle, left wrist. Bring your hands up into the airplane position. Exhale, lower down. We're in an active pigeon pose, flowing back and forth. As you exhale, lower towards the mat. Inhale, come back up. On your next exhale, lower all the way down. Find a spot that you think is further away from you and place your forehead there. And once again, just breathe into your hips in this position, this enjoyable pigeon pose. Making sure you keep your right foot flexed at all times to protect your right knee. If you feel too much intensity, just bring your right foot closer to your groin. Remember to take deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, bring your torso back up. Take a slight back bend. Tuck your left toe. Bring your right leg up. And bend your elbows into the upward facing dog. Bring your hips back up. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out here. Once you're ready to lift your left leg up, bend your left knee. Left to chest, step your left foot between your hands. Lift your torso up into the warrior one. Find a slight back bend here. Send your hands back down to the mat. Left leg up into the downward facing dog. In between your hands again to come up into the warrior one. We're gonna flow here a little bit. Hands back onto the mat. Left leg up, bend your left knee. Step it between your hands, lift your torso up into the warrior one. Bring your hands back into the mat, rotate your back foot in the 90 degrees and find your warrior two. Spread your arms in the opposite directions. Your bent knee is directly above your ankle. Find this one straight line between your back foot arch and your front foot heel. Bring your navel in. Keep your thighs engaged and reverse your warrior. Enjoy your side body stretch. Come back into the warrior two. Shift your torso forward until you cannot anymore. Then bring your left hand beside your left foot. The right arm is above your head, reaching forward. Just making sure your heart is opened in this position. Experiment bringing your right top of the hand towards your lower back. Unbend your left knee, send your right hand towards the sky. And as you lower your torso down over the left leg, if that's accessible, just make sure your heart is opened, your chest is opened, your right shoulder is stacked directly above your left shoulder. On your next exhale, lower your right hand down onto the mat. Frame your left foot and lift it up into the active pigeon pose. Lift your hands off the ground into the airplane position. Exhale, lower all the way down towards the mat, or not all the way down, but just hover as you exhale. Inhale, lift your torso up. Keep your core in at all times. Exhale, lower all the way down. Keep your left foot flexed as you flow down and up. On your next exhale, lower all the way down and place your forehead on the mat. Try to find your edge here, but at the same time relax into the stretch. Let the gravity do the work, gravity of your torso. Pressuring your hip, opening that up. Only to the point it's beneficial for you. If you find any painful scenario in this pose, just bring your left foot closer to your groin. And remember again to keep your left foot flexed to help to protect your left knee. I'm going to stay here for a couple breaths. And remember, your breath is your spirit. Exaggerate your breath in this pigeon pose. Feel the sensation in your body associated with the in-breath and out-breath. On your next inhale, bring your hands onto the mat, tuck your right toes. Find a slight back bend. Bring your left foot into the sky. Bend your elbows, shift your torso into the upward facing dog. Look to the right and look to the left. Bring your hips up and back into the downward facing dog. Bend your elbows once again. Bring your torso close to the ground and into the upward facing dog and then downward facing dog. We will flow here a little bit. Just imagine your water strong and peaceful, steady, graceful, yet strong and powerful. Coming into the upward and downward facing dog at your own pace and your own breath. Just like we did in the beginning of the class, start walking your feet towards the top of the mat now. As you inhale, bring your torso all the way up and find a back bend. Bring your hips forward, tuck your tailbone under. And your next exhale, lower all the way down. Bring your torso back up once again. As you exhale, lower it all the way down. Face the side of your mat and widen your feet as wide as you can while keeping the sole of your feet flat on the mat. And lower your torso down on your forearms. The more you draw your tailbone back, the more challenging this pose is. You can keep a micro bend in your knees here to protect your knees. Option to straighten your arms or come back into your forearms. You can place the top of your head onto the mat as if you were coming into the headstand. And just breathe here into your hips. Find your edge here. Once again, breathe into your hips. Heel toe your feet closer to each other. And then grab your right ankle with your left hand. As you exhale, twist to the right. You can bring the top of your right hand to the left hip crease. And then walk your hands to the other ankle. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, reach your left hand to the sky as you twist. As an option, remember you can bring the top of your hand to the right hip crease. next exhale, lower down, bend your knees. We're coming into the frog pose. In this position, you want to make sure your knees in line with your ankles in one straight line. And flex your feet. Widen your knees as much as you can. As an option, you can roll the sides of your mat to create some cushion underneath your knees, for those of you who have some trouble with your knees. And remember to flex your feet. And again, the more you draw your tailbone back, the more challenging this pose is. Find your edge and breathe into your hips. Relax into this pose. Find what suits your body. You can draw your tailbone back and breathe into this position, and when you feel comfortable at this pose, then you can draw your tailbone even more back. Once you're ready, bring your hands onto the mat. Slowly bring your knees together, very carefully coming out of this pose. Bring your sit bones onto the mat. Extend your right leg, flex your right foot. Reach for the right toes. Your left arm above your head. Keep your heart open, just like we did with the Trikonasana pose, an extended angle. Switch your legs, extend your left leg now. Your left foot is flexed, reach for your left toes. Right arm above your head, or you can keep it, reach for the sky as an option if you can't reach your toes with your right fingers. Enjoy the right side body stretch. Extend both your legs out. Adjust your sit bones to help lengthen your spine. Inhale, lengthen your back. Keep your feet flexed, pointing up. With your back straight, lower down as much as you can. If your torso stays up in this position, that's where you are. Again, just meet yourself wherever you are. There's no need to go any further down. Wherever you are at the moment, just hold it there. And breathe into your hips. Breathe into any spots that you find suitable to be breathing into. Lift your torso up. Bend your right knee and your left one. Again, very carefully and slowly coming out of this pose. Cross your legs or find a comfortable sitting position. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center. Take a deep inhale with the arms above your head. Trace them down to your heart center as you exhale. One more time, take a deep inhale and exhale all the way out. Much gratitude for allowing me to guide you through this practice today and sticking around till the end. Today you made a decision to explore this practice and thereby explore yourself. Stick to this attitude of exploration and ask for anything to aid you in this process with your heart opened, and you will receive. Namaste.